What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Junior Far, ex-professional boxer. So I heard that Justice Huni's team are appealing the call made from the ref. What do I think about that? As we know, Justice Huni, Fabio Wardley, they fought. It was one-way traffic for the whole fight. Fabio Wardley lands a beautiful right hand, which was something that they drilled. As the days went by, they put out clips of them practicing that exact punch. And that punch from Wardley, even though it seemed out of the blue, they practiced that. You know, it was a beautifully timed punch. Landed beautifully onto the face of Justice Huni. Then he drops. And then he comes back up and the ref waves it off straight away. Now, on the last video that I done on this, I said that the referee had to give him a chance because he's winning the whole fight. The only reason why he didn't do it is because he's the B side on this, you know. He comes to Fabio Wardley's hometown and he's beating him up. So they're looking for a way to end the fight in Wardley's favor. They see the opportunity, they take it. This is my opinion. And this is solely because they didn't give a chance to Justice Huni when I think they should have. Why do I think they should have? Because we've seen them do this multiple times. When we saw Deontay Wilder literally knock out Tyson Fury, on their first fight, when he knocks him down, Tyson Fury is out. He's out. The ref could have definitely called it right there. He didn't. Tyson Fury got back up. And then instead of like counting to 10 and waving it off, the referee, you know, he looks at Tyson Fury. He's like, okay, walk there. Walk there. You're right. Okay, wipe off your gloves. Carry on. I feel like we should have saw that on the Justice Huni fight. We didn't. Another example of this is me. On that dreadful night when I fought Lucas Brown, I was heavily the favorite, right? I got clipped. I dropped down. Bad knockdown, a real bad knockdown. And you, like, I think, looking at hindsight, the ref should have called it right there. No, I got back up. I was not, like, I was not steady at all. But the difference is that I was favorite. I was meant to win. So the referee's like, all right, carry on. He gives me another go. I go in. I don't have my legs. I get knocked down again. I get up again. He definitely should have called it there. By the way, I'm not against what he done. I want to go out of my shield. Every time that I go in the ring, I'm fighting. I'm trying to win all the time. And so I got back up. He gave me another go. I dropped down again. Then he calls the fight. I got given those chances because I was supposed to win. Justice Huni wasn't even given a chance at all. And from him calling off the fight right there, it kind of robs both of them that opportunity to, you know, have to basically let a bit of spice into the fight. Because the crowd was silent. The crowd had nothing to cheer for. You robbed them both of that opportunity. Would have been great to see if Fabio Wardley would have been able to finish off Justice Huni. And it would have been cool if Justice Huni would have been able to actually bob and weave his way out of adversity. Also, I think what played into this was the camera. If you guys remember, when Justice Huni went down, it kind of stayed on there for a little bit. And then for some reason, it switches onto the promoters. So you see Frank Warren, you see Eddie Hearn, and then you see them go, oh, because at that time it got waved off. But we as the viewers, we didn't see that. So it seemed very dodgy. And then that just fed into the controversy of like, why did they do it like that? Why didn't they just show us Justice Huni on the ground and just show the count? Like, why do we need to see their reaction straight away? Like, show their reactions in the replay or something. But, you know, show us the fight. When the fight's on, show us the fight. That just played into it, in my opinion. But what are my actual thoughts on the appeal? Do I think anything's going to come from this? No. But my opinion is that the team is doing what they're supposed to do. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. So you got Team Huni, and they're challenging the appeal because there was a bit of controversy there. They're supposed to do that. You know, they're supposed to do that. Justice Huni is doing what he's supposed to do as well. He's not complaining. He's got his eyes forward and focused onto the next challenge. And that's what he's supposed to do. You know, let your team worry about that stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he knows that not anything's going to happen as well, because you're going against the referee's judgment. He's seeing stuff that we don't see, and he's seeing it a lot closer than what we can see. So you can't really go against his judgment. His role is just to ultimately care for the fighters and make sure that they're safe. But in a sport like boxing, like, you know, it's as I said, I think you should have given him a chance. But, you know, it is what it is. Justice Huni is doing what he's supposed to do. He's focusing on the next one. Justice's team is doing what they're supposed to do and making some noise and challenging the decision. I've also heard some people talk about a rematch. Do we want to see a rematch between Justice Huni and Fabio Wardley? I think in the future, do we want to see an immediate rematch? I don't know. I'm not totally against it, to be honest. It has legs for a bigger fight in the future. I think both of these guys just basically go back to the drawing board and then decide where they're going to go from here. Because Fabio Wardley, I don't think he can continue going up just yet. I think he needs to take a little detour and then, you know, get some more impressive wins, some like good looking wins against some older names. I would have loved to watch Miller versus Wardley. That would have been awesome, because that one would have really tested him for sure. Like, for sure tested him. Big baby, he's a big man. He walks people down. It's a hard fight, man. It's a hard, like, he's a hard fight for anyone. So that would have been a big tester. So I think they can really do that fight. I still really want to see that fight. I still really want to see that fight. Also, what I loved about this was the fact that those boxing experts exposed themselves. They don't know shit about boxing, bro. They don't know shit. When you, I don't know how you can watch. I don't know how you don't know Justice Huni. But then also, I don't know how you can watch Justice Huni's fights and highlights and not think he's a better boxer than Fabio Wardley. Because that was the biggest concern that I had before the fight, when these boxing experts were talking about Justice Huni versus Fabio Wardley, and they were saying, oh, you know, they don't see the skill from Justice Huni. They don't think he's a better boxer from Wardley. I'm pulling my hair out when I heard that before the fight. I'm just like, what are they watching? I don't know how you can watch Justice Huni's highlights and not know who he's fighting and then not think that Justice Huni is good. To me, that was the biggest thing for me. Was like, okay, these guys don't know what they're talking about. And that actually inspired me to do this, to jump onto YouTube so that you guys get to watch a fighter and a person who knows what they're talking about. Too many of these guys don't know what they're talking about. I'm the guy, okay? I'm the guy. Listen to me. Humble. What's next for Justice Huni, though? What's next for Justice Huni? I don't know. It depends. So I think his stock still rises. Fabio Wardley, I think he needs a name. Justice Huni, I don't know where he goes from here, because I don't know who's going to want to fight him. He's got a loss on his record now, which means that on paper, people should fight him. But he's a huge risk. He's a huge risk. People can see what he's done now. Before, it was just the guys from down here who knew how good he was. Now the whole world knows how good he is. Is he going to get another big fight with a big name? And will Justice Huni be given another big opportunity like this straight away? Probably not. He's going to have to work for it. So I think he can possibly get maybe a lower class fighter and get a win over him, and then possibly a name later on, hopefully. And then eventually he will be coming back to that contender type of level. Very, hopefully shortly. But it will be a little bit harder now. He does have a loss next to his name. I think boxing's got to get rid of its infatuation of these undefeated fighters. So just to wrap things up, do I think the appeal is going to go anywhere? No, but I respect it because they're doing what they're supposed to do. Justice is doing what he's supposed to do and not dwell on that. Let his team do that and focus on what's next. Justice Huni's team needs to keep making noise like this. Keep people thinking about what happened back then. Make noise. Do I think anything's going to come from it? No. Fabio Wardley, he needs to continue showing that that punch wasn't a lucky punch, and that he's good and that he's strong, and what's next. So that's it. My name is Junior Fa, ex-professional boxer, the fight analyst that you need to watch. Humble. Anyway, that's me. See you guys next time.